This is a review on the RUT skid steer brush mower cutter. I paid $3,500 for it. It's the 6 foot, so 72-inch size mower. Weighs, I think on their website it says 1,000 pounds. And I bought this last summer, maybe more towards the middle of, like around July. And it works perfectly. And I had also just recently purchased this case skid loader. So I'm trying to get used to both of them. But the mower, the brush mower works really good. And this is some growth that I find. You'll see too that there's tracks on the machine in this video. And this was mostly old cow pasture, and so there's a lot of cow path ruts, even places where there used to be trees, and now there's stumps that maybe still stick up a little bit. And this is going to get into some of the side brush. I'm not cutting too large a brush. I think I forget what it said the specs are for it, that it can actually get up to several inches, maybe 3 or something. And this is in the same area, but a different video showing how tall this grass is. And so it's probably, I don't know if I've cut it already this year or not, but so this is, in July or so, and this stuff it's pretty tall. And you'll notice too where there's grass right that it has thrown back onto the door or the window of that I made by YouTuber's design, and it works really good. But anyway, I would suggest if anyone's going to have something like this, use it for this type of thing, that you do have a shield. You can wear a face shield, I guess, too. But when you're in this deep of stuff, you just don't know for sure what's in that grass. And I'm thinking, it looks to me now like this is a different day before I put the tracks on. Because once you get the tracks on, I just don't want to take them off as long as I can help it, because they're pretty miserable to do. But anyway, as we get up to the end, you'll see now they make hay on this portion that's shorter. But I'll turn around here. Right now I only have chains on the back tires because it's hard to tell, but this is all sloping pretty steeply. And with the arms up, it's hard to. You can see it does a really fine job, and these weeds are tough. They must, most of them 3-4 feet tall. So I just wanted to show that. This is another portion of where I'm cutting the brush down, and there's some stuff laying in here too, same thing. And these weeds have all grew pretty well, even though it was dry last year. And you can't see if I have the tracks on this area or not. The tracks help a lot to level it out. Otherwise, you're going up and down and cow paths, and the field was really just kind of wrecked with having the cows in here. But they were in here for years, among some of the apple trees. And yeah, I do have the tracks on them, so it's a lot more level, more steady, smooth. And otherwise, it's really difficult to do this without the tracks. So how well it works. Now, on the other video, there was a blue motor. On this one, it shows a black motor. And I had it just put a few hours on it. And the other hydraulic motor on the unit started to leak. And so right, all at their expense, replaced it with this one. It works just great since then. And working good before, but it just developed I guess a seal on it. But they shipped it back, fixed it, and shipped it to the, back to the company, fixed it, sent it back to me. No charge, none. So it's pretty impressive for a company to do that. And this shows another area. And the trees on the screens right, those are all wild prune trees. And those things are just miserable. And so I'm cutting where I've cut before with a brush hog. Actually, I had to cut the trees down with a chainsaw. And there's a lot of stubs left in there that are maybe a few inches tall. And so I am getting in, it's cutting into some of those too. But it just really does a nice job on all of this. I'm coming along here, and this is growth from this year. A lot of those that I cut down before with the brush hog, there's stumps left, maybe 2 or 3 inches, quite a few, and this stuff, those wild prunes just grow so close together. It's just miserable. You get in between them to cut it down. But so there's a lot of those that have grown back, the old stumps. And we'll see in a little bit here. There's some pictures of how close they are together. And it's really knotty. Deer have a hard time. You have to make a path through here, just because it's just it'll take over a whole field. And they grow about, what does it look like? Maybe 15 feet tall, 10, 15. And they grow and get tangled together. Makes real good wood chips. That's what I've been doing with it. Cutting them down, piling them up in some fashion so I can go through here. I have a wood chipper. But that makes good chips for going around trees. They last a long time. So here this is the first year I've done this, because now I have the brush mower cutter. I'm coming down on top of those trees, and you'll see in a little bit how close they are and how tough these things really are. They just shred. It's just such tough trees. Wild prune trees, that's what I call them. So we'll get closer here. I'm not going too fast with it because I don't want to wreck anything, and I just want to chew these trees up so I don't have to mess with them anymore. After this, I'll still have to mow in there. Probably use the brush mower cutter, but it comes down and saves time. It still takes time even doing it this way. You see some pictures coming up how close these prune trees grow, and you can see how close they are. You can't move around in between them, and this thing really, the brush mower cutter really shreds them up nicely. And this is a good picture of the blades in the unit that holds them on. That thing is really thick. That middle portion works good.